Alright, everybody, it is time for our Davinci Resolve lesson of the day. And for the next few lessons, we're going to be focused on one very particular tab, the Fusion tab. And the reason why is because Fusion in Davinci Resolve is the most complicated tab you're ever going to use during your time using DaVinci Resolve. However, once you understand how Resolve works, with the Fusion tab, you're going to be able to create some awesome effects that you're going to be able to use. We're going to start small by showing you guys how the basics of Mr. Fusion tab before we get into the complicated stuff of making fusion compositions later this week on Thursday. So let's get started by showing you guys the Fusion tab. So the Fusion tab is located on the fourth one right here. This is the Fusion tab. Now it doesn't look like anything yet because I have not brought in any footage of anything. But I'm going to show you how this looks. So we're going to go ahead and bring in a piece of footage. I'm bringing I'm going to bring in something that um let's say is more not was never used in our MLP series, and that is going to be, let me go get it first. If I can go grab it. Hold on 1 second. There we go. Not used. Actually, I'm going to use something that's been used already. I'm going to use this because why not? Because I'm going to present something. So we're going to bring in our footage in the edit page. We're going to drag and drop it into our edit page. But what we're going to do is we're going to make a selection. We're going to select the clip that we just brought in, which is this one. All right. What we're going to do is when we have it selected, we're going to go to the Fusion tab. So as you guys can see now, located right here, we have some nodes. And that is going to be your primary way of learning Fusion. Now, what are nodes? Nodes, if you guys remember from our VR Chat World Development Series, it's like that, but for video editing. So what I have here is the media in and media out. Media in is the result of what you just put in here. Media out is going to be your result. So if you ever see a tutorial video talking about DaVinci Resolve and the sandwich method is the most common way to learn how to use Fusion. And here is how that works. So in a sandwich, you have the bread. You have the bread, you have the lettuce, you have the potato, the tomato, and you have the bacon. So each layer, so the media in will be your bread. Your media out will be your sandwich. In between is the toppings, the lettuce, the tomato, the bacon, the BLT. So we need to put that in there. So let's talk about some nodes. We're going to use Control Space. That is the shortcut in the DaVinci Resolve. And we're going to look for a merge node. Now merge, I'm going to remove it from the, so that it's not going to be complicated. So merge is an idea where you merge together layers. All right, that is your BLT. That is your bacon, your lettuce, your tomato. So what can you put in a merge node? In a merge node, we're gonna combine. I'm gonna remove the link here, and I'm gonna connect my output, the gray box, to the yellow arrow, which is gonna be your input of the merge. And speaking of a sandwich, I have one. So your sandwich is your topping, your merge, the result of the merge. So I don't have anything in here yet because I haven't like put anything. What I can do now is I'm going to put a text node right here. So this text node is going to tell you, hey, I'm going to put text on my footage. The text is going to be Kurdia, as in the person who voice acted that character. Now you don't see anything, and here's why. I haven't connected anything to the merge. So what I'm gonna do is connect the gray box to the green arrow. So what happened is I merged the text and my image, not image but footage. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the name down here. I'm going to resize the name as if I was doing the whole thing with Jig. And there is your first layer. So what we did is we took the media in, the original footage, we merged it with a text node, which is shown here with our character's name. Then we merged that and we put it to the out. So your output is this. Now, what else can you do? Well, anything. Want to change the color of that name? You go press Control Spacebar, and we're gonna look for color corrector. Okay, we're gonna look for color corrector, and we're gonna attempt to change the color of the name here, if we could. Oops, hold on. Let me connect that to see if we can do that. We can change the color of the name here by rule. Oh wait, I have it on the wrong. They have it on the wrong. What do you call this? There we go. I had it at the wrong output. So there's a few colors to understand. You have green, blue, and yellow. So blue, I believe, is the background. Green is the foreground. Very important because if you put it in the incorrect connector, you're not gonna get anything. So color, we're gonna change this to red. We're gonna do no, actually let's change this to whatever this color is. Okay? But there's more. Okay, so color corrector, we change the color on the original text node, but we can change it with color corrector. But let's say we want to animate the color corrector. We can by pressing this button on the right side of the screen here. There's a little diamond by the color correct icon here. We press that and we're going to do a keyframe. What you call keyframe. We're going to do that again a few frames later. We're going to change it to blue. And then later, we're going to change this to color green again. So let's play it. You see how the name is changing color because we had the keyframe right there. The keyframe is a animation, and you can do this for any type of footage. And by the way, this is your first media, your little first fusion composition, color changing when it comes to text. But let's say I want to do something more, let's say, interesting. Let's go back to the text node. We are going to do something different with this text. I'm going to change the font. Let's do this one because why not? Okay. And if you have any questions, let me know at the same time. The next thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a layout. Actually, no, not a layout. Let me see if I want to do a transform. No, let us do a. So a lot of options here for you guys to select from. There's a lot of things you can do. Let's say you're going to introduce this character. Okay, we are going to merge the letters together using spacing transform, and we're going to animate this. We're going to start at frame 0, and then we're going to continue on. So with X, with our positioning, we're going to keyframe this. Then right around the frame number 25, we're going to animate this to have the spacing go this way. And at frame 50, we're going to keyframe and we're going to move it all the way here. At frame 75, we're going to keyframe until it gets back together like this. And you can tell which frame you are on with this number right here, which I'm going to highlight right here. Oops. Actually, go back to keyframe 75. Actually, 77. Let's go ahead with that. Okay, so let's take a look. There we go. There's your little, oh, by the way, we still have the color correction. So it went from green to blue, and then it also did the whole character thing where it did the whole put the letters back together. And you can do some type of effect like that, like an introduction, at any time of your choice. All right. So we had this made a fusion comp. This is your very first fusion composition. So remember, we just made a fusion composition here. So what we did is we took our original media, we merged it together with a text node and a color correction node, and then we outputted the result. So basically, our BLT is the text node and the color correction node, and then we merged it together to form this, and then we outputted the result. So that's how you want to think of fusion. But there's more you can do with just let's say color correction. Let's say you want to do something else. Let's now go ahead and do a transform node. Let's do this on, let's output it. Can we do that? Let's see. Nope, I don't think we can. That's okay. Oh, because of this right here. Remove that. We're just gonna do that. Oops. Output. There we go. We're gonna change. We're gonna change it up a bit. For the text, we are going to do. We are going to size it up. We're gonna fade it. Fade it. Opacity 0. After it resizes, so a little bit of here, we're going to size under text. We're gonna size. We're gonna size it up again. But then we go to layout. Not layout. We could go to shading. We're gonna go to opacity. There we go. There it is. And there's your first composition. That is how you start your first composition. And if we go back to the edit page, there it is. There's your first fusion composition. You just made a custom effect in Fusion for the very first time. But there's more you can do with just text. You can bring in an image, you can bring in anything. So your objective is to try to make something like this on your own. All right? Now, what happens if we want to bring in something else? So let's say I want to turn that into an actual Fusion comp. We're going to right click on our media bin, media area. We're going to go to import, now we're import. We're going to make a new Fusion composition. We're going to call this color correct and resize. We're going to call this for 10 seconds. Okay. We are going to go ahead and put this as a new track. We're going to right click near the video track. We're going to add a track and then we're going to rename this to Fusion Comp with an S. That is where we're going to place our Fusion composition like this. We're going to go back into this clip. We're going to go back to the Fusion tab. I'm going to select all of this and I'm going to copy that, and we're going to place it here. Let me see what it did. Okay, let's go ahead and check it out. Gonna take out media. Oops. Take out media out one. Let's put that as this. This to be an out. Let me see. This to be an out. Oh, this to be a media out, I think. Yeah. Let me go ahead and see if I can place this as an out. because this is always the in. Let me disconnect this, put this over here, and then we're gonna do a media out. Let's see if it works. Probably not. No. Okay. So that is what we have so far. I want to copy that. All right. Let's take a look. I'm gonna remove that for now. So we're gonna redo that. So we're gonna do another fusion comp. We're gonna go to the fusion page. We are gonna bring our media in, which is this. We're gonna connect it right off the rip. Now there's nothing that's going to happen because I didn't put anything. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back here. I am going to go ahead and copy this, then place it here, and now I'm going to disconnect this, place it here, then here, and it's going to be the same thing that we just made. And that's our fusion comp. And then we go back, we're going to go back to the edit page, and here we're going to place this here. We're going to go back to here. We're going to remove everything we just made here. Go back to the edit page, and as you can see, there it is. Although I'm going to have to move that a little bit more up. So transform, you put your Y, oops, you put your position Y. Okay, let's let's try that again. Yeah, I think it's taking. Let me actually do one quick thing. I know what's going on. We're gonna take the fusion. Oops, that's color fusion. We're gonna take away media N1. Okay, let me see. Let me see what's going on with this. There we go. That's what's going on right now. We have the text node. We're gonna save it. Let's take a look. Hold on. Do we need a media in for this? I don't think so, right? No, but the text needs to go up. That's not gonna work. Let's go to layout. Let's go to Y. But let's go to size. Okay, let's check a look. There it is. That's how it looks. Okay, we just made our first fusion comp. Now, what happens if we want to do another one? Okay, so for some reason it did not continue. Did it not continue because That's the first fusion comp, however. So let's go back into it, and then let's make another one. Let's do another one. So actually, before we do that, okay, I think the video is not continuing because of, let me see. Let me see what happens if I remove this on the main one. Okay. Okay, so at least you get your first look at the fusion comps. Now we're gonna do another one. This time we're gonna change it up a little bit. I am going to take I'm going to disable the audio. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button. D. We're gonna go here. We're going to do blade tool, Control B. Okay, why? Okay, hold on. Okay, disable this. I want to make another one. We're gonna make another one, but we're gonna make it a more lively. We're gonna go over here, different video part. We're gonna make a fusion comp number 2, and we are going to make something different. We are going to use tracking. Okay, what is tracking? So what tracking is, it's going, this is moving, we're moving. This is a moving scene. That is what you call a moving scene. You see how we are moving. Now here at this point we cut, okay? So I'm going to remove this part. Oops. We're going to remove this part. I'm going to delete that. And we're going to show you guys how to track. So we're going to go here. We're going to make another fusion comp. Right click, make new fusion composition. We're going to call tracking planar. And we're going to call this for, I believe, 10 seconds or 5. I believe it's 5 seconds. So create. We're going to go ahead and do this on here. Now it says no frame available because I haven't placed it yet. We're going to right click here, left click, I meant to say. We're going to call this as our media in1. We're going to go ahead and do some tracking. We need a few things. Control space. We're going to need a text node. Oops, not 3D. We're going to need a text node, and that is going to be a text plus. We need our media in here. That would be this clip. Actually, let me do one thing. I'm going to put this copy. We can paste this here. Can we do that? No. Okay, so. Oh, that is took a copy of that. Yes, Bryce says here. How are you? Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna attempt to track. Tracking right here. We're gonna do a text node. We're gonna say hello. Our media out is we connected there. Now, what's the media in? The media in, what we're gonna do. Actually, let's do this in the media. So control space. Let's text. Text one. We're gonna say where is the? Oh wait, because I'm on the wrong tab. Oops. We're gonna say hello. We're going to move it. I'm doing good. We're going to move it a little bit to your right. What we're going to do now is we're going to add a control space planar tracker. All right, tracker. We're going to go ahead. Tracker, we're going to go to point. Um, track channel, we're going to go to Luma. And we're going to track a specific part of this wall. We're going to go all the way to here. What we are attempting to do is showcase the word hello, but it's written on the wall as if it was graffiti. So now what we're going to do is we're going to track to the right. Oops, hold on. It's not closed. Let me see why. Okay, that's why. Uh, oh wait, tracker to track. Oops. The reference time, I forgot the reference time. We're going to start right here to set, and then we're going to go. Uh, hold on, let me redo the polygon because I think it's that's why it's not letting me. So let's go right here. Right here. Okay. Reference frame is going to be set to 1620. That's my reference frame. Then we are going to track a certain point via point. We're going to go here, 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 and here. And then we're going to move to make sure it gets the wall. All right. We're going to try again. Track to the end. There we go. Awesome. We're going to go ahead and adjust the point, and then we are going to track from the end to the beginning. Okay. So now that we have done that, the motion type is perspective. And the reason for that is because this is a moving image. That is a moving video. Because this is in VR chat, you're always moving. So that's perspective. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to do a we're going to continue. We're going to do a corner pin. So we're going to go to corner pin. We're going to move this all the way to the wall. Okay, very good. That's as close as we're gonna get. All right, corner pin one. We're going to show the grid just to make sure. Apply mode. Let's do. Let's go back to planar tracker first. The merge mode is gonna be background. Actually, foreground over background. So let's check it out. So the idea here, let me use the our planar tracker. That means if our text leaves that area, it's not gonna be shown. Okay, so let's take a look. Let's see how it looks. Okay, that's good. Okay, nice. Let's take a look. Now, right now it's written on the wall because it just so happens that it fits perfectly. Now we go to, I believe, layout trans- transform on the text. Let's go to. Let me just make sure of one thing here because this one's more this one's a little bit more advanced. Okay, there's an advanced thing here. So at least we're testing the testing stuff. So let's see. Let me just make sure one thing. Okay. Yeah. So it just turns out that we are at the wall here because if that wall wasn't there, there would be no thing here. So let's take a look at it in the edit page. You see how you see how the text on the right is different. Okay, we're gonna do one more. One more fusion comp. We are going because on Thursday we're gonna be doing more of these puppies. But I want to show you guys something that I did today. We're gonna do more of these on Thursday, but I'm gonna show you guys something that I did recently. Because eventually you're gonna be doing something like I'm about to show you. Now, not exactly like this, but something similar. So here, I will tell you, I did it all on clips. But what you're going to learn here is that you can also do this in Fusion. So here, now timing is a little off. Now it's not as energetic as it should be, but this is something. So I made this in like 2 hours, but I had to learn a lot. If you guys want to watch this again, it's already on the channel. But it's not something that we'll be doing like as a series. I just wanted to present something for like what you can do in Davinci Resolve. So it's very short. It's not meant to be long on purpose. Okay, so that's what I made. But you can do exactly this if you know keyframing, fusion, and stuff like that. Okay, so Thursday we're gonna be doing some more because on Thursday we're gonna be doing even more interesting effects. For example, on Thursday I'm gonna show you how to do this one right here. I'm gonna show you guys what you're gonna be making. We're gonna be making something like this. Now I combine two fusion comps. So I'm gonna break this down here. So what exactly are we making on Thursday and how is it this combined? So this is actually two compositions as you can see here on the timeline. So I have two compositions. Now obviously the first one says Fusion Composition 1, but they are actually combined because the first comp is on top of the second comp. So let's take a look at it. So let's take a look at what you're going to be making. So this fusion comp, if we take a look at the fusion page, is going to be a handwriting effect. So so here is what you're going to be making as well. Uh, hold on. So here is the color correct, and here is the writing. That's what you're also going to make as well. So I combined both of them. and color correction. So that is what you're gonna be making on Thursday, and I'm gonna show you how to make it step by step on Thursday. That is all for now. That's your basic introduction to fusion. On Thursday, we could be making more fusion compositions, and we're also gonna make something like what you would see in Hollywood. We're gonna take a look at color grading. All right, we're gonna color grade a photo. All right, so yeah, enjoy that, and I hope you guys enjoyed this lesson. We'll be back on Thursday for more fusion compositions.